Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Degenhardt. I'm a local chiropractor that started the show probably 35 years ago. I feel many people have misconceptions about what chiropractors do, or they're afraid of us. So today's show, Eric is a good friend of mine now. He was in a car accident. So if any of you are involved in a car accident, tune in, let's listen to his story. So Eric, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
Give everybody a little bit of idea. Who is Eric Schott?
Okay, well, I'm a business financial coach and a networker, and I help people in the financial area of money where people have, I help them with financial literacy. I actually help them to understand how money works, saving money, making money, planning for future, like retirement. So I help people put together in a simple, simplistic way how money works, and I help guide them through as a financial coach, and we put together a financial analysis that actually helps them to understand where they are, where they want to be, and how to get there.
That's exciting. You know, many people these days, it's financially, they struggle to pay their bills. So that's why I want to keep you healthy so you can do your job.
So I can do my job. Yes, thank you so much.
Well, let's take a little commercial break. But when you come back, we're going to talk about how his accident occurred and what medical care he received and how he eventually came to my office. So let's take a little break. You know, they say in America, 5.4 accidents in your lifetime will be car accidents. And we'll talk about this later, but Eric brought up the other day in the office how some people don't have full tort, limited tort, some people don't have proper coverage. But for now, talk about how did the accident occur? Do you remember like the date? And you were what, in New York, I guess, at the time?
Yes, I was in New York and traveling in November. We were actually going to New York because we were going to attend the funeral. The grandmother of my children had passed away, and we were going there to attend that funeral. And we just crossed over the George Washington Bridge, and we're getting off the highway, entering into Riverside Drive in Manhattan, and made a turn, and all of a sudden this car just came out of nowhere and just rammed right into the side of my driver's side door.
On your side, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a little PTSD with that, but it rammed right into my driver's side door, and I reacted. I actually put my hand to try and prevent the
injury.
the door, but not that that was going to help. But that's where I had damaged my hand, and I took the brunt of the whole impact on my side of the car, and it really jolted me, and I was really disorientated. It actually moved the car several feet because we were hit so hard. And after I got out of my disorientation, my main purpose was on my wife. My wife was sitting next to me, my wife Anna, and I was just concerned that she was okay and that everything was okay. You know, that as long as she is okay, I knew everything was going to be all right. But and the next thing I heard was the automated voice system in the car just activating, saying, "Hey, you were in an impact, you were in an accident. Do you need an ambulance?" And my answer was yes.
Good. So an ambulance came, took you to the hospital. What kind of tests did they do at the hospital?
Yeah, so the ambulance came and they took me to the hospital. They actually did an X-rays. They did an MRI. They did a CAT scan to make sure that there was nothing internally wrong, and that there was no bones broken.
So after you got done with all those medical tests, the reason I love doing this show, many people don't know that they have the right to see a chiropractor, no referral from any doctor, and your car insurance will pay for chiropractic. How did you know that?
Well, in the emergency room, the doctor actually explained about, that I can have pains, a lot of pains in my body, because right now I'm under a lot of adrenaline. And he says that I can have a lot of pains, I could have a lot of back pain, that for me to get back in touch with them, and that he would prescribe medications, which I'm not a fan of. But he talked about that would happen, and that I may want to go to a chiropractor.
Okay.
And I said okay, so he was right. I felt good. I mean, I actually didn't get home. It was funny. The accident happened sometime in about 10 o'clock, right? 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't get home until like about 2 a.m.
That's a long day.
Yeah, again, it was a funeral. So after that was over, my son came and actually picked me up. And he actually came to the hospital too. He rushed over there to make sure I was okay. But he came, picked me up, and then we went home after that, but it was a long day, right? So I slept a lot. But the next morning I did wake up, I was stiff, my back was hurting. And I said, this might be a good idea. I got in touch with my insurance agent and spoke with her. She was very, very good, very friendly, very helpful, and just basically went over all my medical coverages and what I can do. And then I just said, hey, my back is hurting. Can I go see a chiropractor? And will it be covered? And she said, yes, it would. And I said, great. Actually, the first person I called was not you.
That's okay.
I had called somebody else that was recommended, but when I called that office, all I got was an automated machine.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, and I left a message. I said, can you please call me back? And I didn't hear anything that day. The next day I called again, and I got another voice messaging.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, obviously this goes to voice messaging. You're not helping me out. So that's when I looked again, and I found your name.
Well, I'm glad you called us.
Oh yes, so am I. And I called your office, and I got a live person who said, yes, come on in, and we'll take care of it. And yes, we'll take the insurance, the car insurance, as payment. And I said, oh, that's fantastic.
We're open 6 days a week, and I purposely have about 7 girls who answer the phones because I'm like you. Even if they called you back, I just don't like talking to a machine.
Yeah.
It's better to talk.
I don't.
Do you ever call push 2, push 4? You get fed up with these machines for a while. So I didn't hear that story till now.
Yeah,
So
and that's important too, because what I do in my financial services business is I don't do that. You call me, you get me. You get me on the phone, you call me directly.
yeah. So many of you watching this show, you've been in car accidents. You did the medical procedures like he did. Most people are referred to physical therapy or pain management, and they see me as a chiropractor years later. So what I want you to take out from this show is you can call a chiropractor, even if that doctor didn't suggest it to you. You have the right to see a chiropractor, any chiropractor you want, and there's no referrals. Car insurance is going to pay for it.
Yes.
We'll talk about that next time, about how much car insurance you should have. I know we're going to talk about your injuries and your care here, but many people don't have enough insurance coverage. So let's take a break. We'll be right back. So if you're watching this show and you know of anybody in a car accident, ask them. Only 11% of people in accidents see a chiropractor. But Eric, I want you to share your heart. Many people out there are afraid of chiropractors. They've heard of horror stories where chiropractors are too rough. What has your experience been with both adjustments and massages? What's it like?
Yeah, well, my experience is totally different than what you just said about people thinking it's so rough. My experience is basically that you have really good hands. You're very you explain everything that you're going to do, which is important to me. I want to know what's happening. That's what I do in my profession. When I deal with people, I explain to them exactly what I'm doing. I don't like it when somebody tells me not to do, to do something, right, and I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. And you did that. You made me feel very comfortable. You have great rapport. So the fact of the matter is that you were very comfortable. I felt comfortable in what you were telling me you're going to do, And when I got on the table and you did your work with your hands, very professional. You did the work, and you aligned my back, and you were getting me after a couple of sessions. You were getting me back into feeling better again in my back, not being stiff and not hurting, and then the massage that I was getting from Jennifer, excellent. Excellent massage. Everything is right here in one facility. It's not I have to go somewhere else, you know.
Yeah.
Everything is right here. And I thought that was awesome, where I can come in, get my massage, go see you, or see you, go get my massage, and have everything scheduled in the same time frame. And the same with my wife. It was awesome that we were able to come together. You were able to see us, and it was exciting coming here and being able to not only see you, talk to you, and your personality, and become friends, but the fact of the matter is that you helped us.
From my point of view, though, what's important, you had substantial, remember the ambulance took you? I think you
Yes.
told me, if we could say that, you had thousands of dollars that they spent through their tests.
Yes.
Many people watching this show, and that's why I want you to talk about your financial planning later, because they will get the least amount insurance they could get because they want
Yes.
to spend their money on movies and
Yes.
and other things. But then when they need this diagnostic tests, they come to me. It's all used up. There's nothing more for me, and I need time to slowly help the body to heal.
Of course, yes.
So remember, in Pennsylvania, the state minimum is $5,000. We recommend everybody get full tort, which means if Eric has injuries, he can get compensated through an attorney for his pain and suffering with full tort. With limited tort, my understanding is you either have to have permanent damage, like say, God forbid, you have scars on your face from glass injuries, or if a drunk driver hits you, then with limited tort, you can still get compensated. So just to give some quote legal advice, he has full tort. He has more than $5,000 coverage, which allows the healing professional the time to slowly get, how would you like to be me? If you came to me, I said, Eric, we called your insurance company, used it all up with that ambulance ride and a CAT scan. There's nothing left for you to get treated with. So did you know that it's good to have sufficient coverage to get sufficient care?
Yes. I learned that a long time ago, that it makes no sense to create a wealth plan and to save money and put money away and to some people I know that develop a business, they buy a house, and then it all gets lost because they got involved in an accident. And it was an accident, it wasn't something that was intentional. But because you get involved in an accident and then there's a lawsuit involved, and because you don't have the right coverages, then the insurance companies can't protect you. The insurance companies can't protect you money-wise, monetarily, or you protect you with lawyers. Because if you have the right coverage, the insurance company will actually protect you. So I say, rather than being, I want to be I want to be wise. I don't want to be penny, what do they say? Penny wise, dollar foolish.
Right. Yep,
Right.
Yep.
You're saving your pennies, but then what about in the long run? There was an old commercial that I remember a long time ago, and it says you could either pay me now or you can pay me later. So I'd rather pay now, so I don't have to pay later.
Yep.
So I'll pay short a little bit over time, and this way I'm protected. I don't lose anything. And in my financial planning services, I teach people, because that's a rule of money. There's many rules of money. Your money doesn't come with instructions, though. But there's many instructions on how your money actually works. And that's what I teach in my financial services company.
Your name and phone number is going to be on the screen, so I pray people don't just get car accident knowledge from the show, but maybe you could get some people to call you and ask you some money
Absolutely,
questions
yeah.
and things. If someone is afraid of seeing a chiropractor, what would you say to them to sort of overcome their fear?
Yeah, I would say that if you come here, he's a professional. He will treat you right. They're friendly, helpful. He does the right thing, and he works with you, and it's great. I say, listen, for me, fear is just an acronym. It's false evidence appearing to be real, and don't let that get into your mind. Don't let your mind just fool you.
I appreciate you coming, Eric. What's exciting about this show is his wife, Anna, who speaks both English and Spanish, is going to do the next show. But come now and watch me do the adjustment so you see what it's like. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi everybody, for me this is the most exciting part of the show. I think if I was the patient, and I think that's what one of my strengths is, Eric, I try to get in the shoes of my patients to see how they feel. You watching this is going to be exactly what we do to you, Eric, right?
Yeah.
You get on the same kind of table.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we do a leg check, but what I was telling Eric before, even this table, it's called a high-low. Most chiropractors, if I could be blunt, buy cheaper tables that are stationary.
Right.
And if you're in terrible pain, they struggle to get on and off the table. For $10,000 more, you buy a high-low table that comes up, you're going to lay down, and the table takes you down. You're very healthy and mobile right now, but if you were 84 years old, hurt yourself, you could barely walk, they love this table.
Yes.
Okay? So lay on your stomach, like you do every time you come here. You put your hands up here. Okay, now down we go. So just to recap, as a chiropractor, you know, Eric, you could see it in his heart. He even said he had a little PTSD. This car that hit him was at a high rate of speed. Maybe at a split second, he saw it out of the side of his eye, hit him right in it. So he almost tries to protect himself. But upon impact, his whole body gets thrown sideways. So we're going to measure the right and the left sacroiliac joint. Upon impact, the car has thousands of dollars of damage. People amaze me when I say to them, did you have a car accident? Oh yeah, my car rolled over 3 times. I said, was it demolished? Yeah, it was demolished. Well, how are you? Oh, I'm okay. To me, if the car rolls over, like in this case, if a car is going, I don't know, 50 miles an hour and hits him on the driver's side and or crashes into his car, he has to sustain damage to his spine, and that's why I'm here today. So we first measure the length of his legs. Eric's been coming once a week for maybe the last 2-3 months. So his legs were level the other day, but let's see if they're still level today. Let me do this quick too. When I say what I just said, his legs are level, Eric and I know what that means, but for you, the viewer, if this is his spine, if it's misaligned upon impact, one leg is longer. So anybody watching this show who has back pain in their lower back, one side goes down, one side goes up. I'm a body mechanic. My job is to just get it in alignment. So when the back is in alignment, that's how it heals, so that Eric won't have future damage to his discs. And we want to make sure if he needs any massages, he relaxes any tensions in his back area. So let's check his legs now. So we come down here, and look, today it is a little, so the left leg is shorter, and it gets longer. Wow, so the left side is off today, if you can see it on the TV, Ryan. So, and that's good news as far as I want the patients to see. So surprisingly, his left side is off. So we get on the left side and the right side, gentle taps. Again, people, when they first come here, you should see the wife will sit there with her eyes wide open. Oh my God, is this going to hurt my husband? So we use the table, again, on the left sacroiliac and on the right ischium. The angles of my arms, the table drops 3 times. Most people, when they're watching, especially the patient, I know how they're thinking. They're like, well, he's not even doing much. You know, no cracking, no twisting. But when I recheck it, I have the spouse all the time, they'll take a video. So when she shows her husband when they get home how the legs were unlevel and how they're level, then it's sort of impressive that it wasn't rough to be corrected this way. So now we recheck. So the left one starts level and ends level. Yeah, so Eric must have did something since I last saw him that his left side was out. But the leg should be level. Sometimes then I use this little massager to massage the muscles. We want to help the body to hold the spine in alignment. Eric also then gets a 45-minute massage, and he said it. We used to refer my people to a massage therapist across town. Now I just added on years ago and have the massage therapist in-house. So then we can, like you said, just walk down the hall, come right here, it's all under one roof. Eric prefers a neck adjustment with no cracking of his neck. Many local chiropractors, they just crack, that's all they know. Patients have said to me, I told this chiropractor don't crack my neck and he did it anyway. I think that's terrible. To me, Eric, if a patient says, like, doc, don't crack my neck, it's the patient's body. A doctor should respect, to me, the perspective of the patient. So in Eric's body, when you palpate, they're called the facets. The back of the neck, if it's misaligned, we use this drop piece. All I do is to get my thumb on the back of the facet, and as the table drops, I push gently. It still moves the vertebrae more gently, but I will never twist and crack his neck because he prefers not to have that done. So again, if you're watching this show and your chiropractor has said to you, I'm the doctor, I think your neck should be cracked, so that's what I'm going to do. My advice is to get your chart, leave the office. You go somewhere where hopefully a chiropractor will listen to you. You get the type of adjustment that your body can tolerate. So far, we corrected his left sacroiliac. We put some massage therapy to relax his muscles. We tapped his neck area. We don't do too much more. I mean, Eric doesn't get a real rough rack and crack, so then he usually goes and gets either massage before or after I see him. I want to thank you. Your time is valuable to me. I try to make these shows informative. If you have a car accident, even if it's not me, call a chiropractor. I still think chiropractic is essential for anybody to get their back in alignment. We're more gentle here. Thank you so much for watching us.